I'm Dr. Zelda Okia. I am a life and weight loss coach and a forensic pathologist. And in this video, I want to talk some more about sugar and why I consider it the other deadly white powder. That's kind of a play from obviously the cocaine and the heroin in white powders. But if you remember my last video I talked about those two young men that both died from complications of diabetes mellitus, and one of them didn't even know that he had it. And I wanted to just talk about sugar and how addictive sugar is, because in both those situations, those guys were drinking a lot of soda pop. Soda pop is a 75 billion B with a billion with a B industry. So we drink a lot of this stuff, but it's not very good for us. And actually, the amount of sugar in our diet has markedly increased, and 50% of that is due to sugary drinks and sugar-related baking products. And in my next video, actually, I want to talk more about fructose and high fructose corn syrup, because that was a huge game changer. And if you look at the charts comparing the rise in sugar consumption, obesity, they go up together. They're paralleling them. And then the diabetes is also rising. So they're all connected. And when I talk about sugar being the other deadly white powder, there are actually more deaths from sugar-related obesity, heart disease, diabetes. I gave some statistics from death certificates. Over 200,000, 280 something thousand death certificates were directly related to diabetes. And in 2017, there were 70,000 deaths from drugs, and that included prescription drugs and illicit drugs. So clearly we have a huge issue with sugar. And I found some history. There was actually a blockade of sugar imports in the 1700s. So then there was a blockade. They couldn't go into Europe and the United States. So they actually learned to produce sugar from beets, B-E-E-T-S, the vegetable beet. And so after they learned how to produce sugar from beets, then the production of beets, sugar from beets and sugar cane caused that increase. So in the 1800s, there were 250,000 tons of sugar produced. And then just in the next century, in the 1900s, that number rose to 8 million tons of sugar production. And then the most recent was from 1993, showed over 110 million tons of sugar produced. And one thing that was really driving that in the 70s was the production of the high fructose corn syrup, and that was a huge game changer. And if you read labels, you know that high fructose corn syrup is everywhere. I mean, we think about it in soda pop, but it's also in cake mixes and pizza and sauces, ketchup. I think I talked about that, how much I love ketchup. But if you struggle with, maybe you wouldn't call it a sugar addiction, that is by design. Our bodies really are not adapted to handle these high concentrations of sugar in our diet. And so when we eat it, for many people, there's a huge dopamine hit. Actually, probably for all people, there's a dopamine hit. I mean, even little babies love to eat sugar. But the problem with that is, of course, when our brain recognizes a reward and releases dopamine, that's the feel-good hormone. And when something feels good, we want to do it again and again and again. So many people do struggle with a food addiction, you know, and there's a lot of emotional response to sugar. You know, we eat when we feel bad. And when we feel bad, then we eat, and then we feel bad, we eat, and then we feel bad because we ate, and the cycle continues. So that is one of the things that we talk about as a coach. I'm a weight loss coach. I lost weight working with a coach. So if you or someone that you know is really struggling with weight and struggling with food and feeling addicted to sugar, sugar has no nutritional value. In fact, it takes nutrients from our body to process sugar. So if you want to cut sugar out of your diet or stop eating sugar, you're not missing much, and your body can produce sugar. If we skip a couple of meals, the reason we don't die, unless obviously people that take insulin could die from low blood sugar, but for the most part, we're able to get through skipping a couple of meals because our bodies can make sugar. Our livers can make glucose, and that glucose can, give our bodies the energy that we need. So I'm talking about sucrose, which is table sugar, which is a combination of glucose and fructose. But anyway, if you know somebody that is struggling with their weight, then have them to consider talking with a coach. I'm available. I'm available on Facebook. I have a website, www.zeldaokia.com, and that's one of the things that we work on as a coach, is just helping you to reach your goals and to move forward in your life. So if there are issues that you have that you really want to work out and work through, then give me a call. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.